Tonight on Most Shocking, a runaway crook cranks it up to triple-digit speeds. But his breakneck escape ends in bone-crushing disaster. Plus, a wannabe cop killer becomes a four-wheel wrecking ball. Then takes a death-defying plunge. And a fugitive steals the family RV. But his wild ride goes up in flames.
He's driving into the river!
Then, a high-speed hoodlum races head-on into traffic. And a cop has only one shot to take him out. Later, a drunk driver flees on foot and has a brutal run-in with the law. This is not a movie. Everything you're about to see is real. Oh, no! Brace yourself. This is Most Shocking High-Speed Pursuits.
He's running on foot.
Fort Bend, Texas. Robbery suspect Joseph Flores ditched his car after a high-speed chase. But the law caught up with him.
Okay, I got him.
Flores was arrested and spent 11 months behind bars. Now, a year later, just 1 month after his release, he's on the run again. This time, Flores and his girlfriend shot 2 people during a robbery, including a cop.
The sergeant came on and said, shots fired and that he had been hit.
Deputy Mike Waller joins in the furious pursuit. But the fleeing pickup soon leaves officers in the Texas dust.
This guy was hell-bent on getting away.
Officers split up in search of their prey. Suddenly, Waller spots the renegades pushing it to 70 down a side street. A potential death sentence for neighborhood children.
I passed a kid on his bicycle on a sidewalk, and that was a reality check. It's kind of like, hey, remember where we are.
Without warning, the chase takes a deadly turn. The girlfriend fires on Waller.
She actually reached out the passenger window and aimed and fired 3 or 4 rounds. They were obviously, would-be cop killers.
Waller acts fast. With one hand on the wheel, he grabs an assault rifle from under his dash and fires.
I think fired 12 rounds through the cab of the truck. And then they really took off.
Flores has only one chance to escape, the open highway.
We were headed towards the freeway. Some just told me that that's where he was going to try to go.
Waller is determined not to let it get that far.
If I took out a tire, he was not going to be able to maintain control of the vehicle.
Waller unloads another round of lethal force. 8 bullets tear into the truck's tires, but still, the suspects thunder onto the highway.
I knew this guy wasn't going to last long. We continued southbound. I saw the tire starting to come apart. We started to come up into some traffic, and he started fishtailing. He lost it and came around one vehicle totally, from the rear all the way around to the front. And there was a black pickup truck that was traveling southbound also, that when he fishtailed around, he hit that truck, spun that black truck out, and he continued on and hit the wall.
Incredibly, Flores bails out, taking a blind leap over the wall, 20 feet straight down. But Waller's first concern is the trigger-happy girlfriend.
I told her, don't even think about it, because that'd be the last thing she did.
Only now can police turn their attention back to Flores.
We had a visual on him, from the minute he exited the vehicle.
History repeats itself. and Flores is once again apprehended. Two would-be cop killers turned Texas streets into a war zone. But thanks to one determined deputy, their reign of terror has hit a dead end. Douglas County, Georgia. A stolen pickup is surrounded by a screaming swarm of cruisers. Inside is Michael Richardson, a career shoplifter and car thief.
I'm still behind you,
Deputy Jamie Fowler helps corral the road rebel.
4 or 5 deputies attempted to box him in, and it didn't work.
Richardson bolts completely off the pavement and rumbles along the tree line at 90 miles an hour. Cops can't believe their eyes.
He had moved all the way off the road and went on the opposite side of the guardrail.
The driver narrowly dodges a bridge support, flying up the embankment and blowing out 2 tires.
He's got a flat. He's going to fall down here half a mile before Liberty.
Running on rims, the highway hooligan pulls over as if to surrender.
Moving off the road.
But the suspect is about to make another mind-boggling escape. Suddenly, he careens toward the median. He cuts straight across the path of opposing traffic and onto the other side of the freeway. Fowler and his fellow deputies stay right with him. The renegade grinds back onto concrete. Then he accelerates, straight toward an officer.
One of our other deputies had tried to step out of his vehicle and was going to try to take a shot at him. He tried to hit that deputy.
Fowler is now chasing a madman, raging head-on into oncoming cars.
Westbound and eastbound lanes, I'm going to try to get him turned around.
The plan? A pit maneuver. Bump the suspect's fender and spin him off the road. There's just one problem.
This is my first pit that I've ever done. I've never attempted one before.
If Fowler does the pit wrong, the pickup will fly into 3 lanes of freeway traffic, ending in certain disaster.
I may not have had that opportunity again to do it. It was now or never.
Fowler's first pit is a direct hit. The truck skids and launches into a barrel roll.
I seen the bottom of his vehicle come past my window. I tried to do it by the book, and luckily it worked out.
The petty thief with a penchant for speed is taken into custody.
I was just glad it was over with. Luckily, nobody got hurt.
This reckless trailblazer was willing to take a shot at anyone. But when it counted, it was Deputy Fowler who hit the bullseye. Medina, Ohio. A drunk driving suspect leads police on a nighttime chase, heading the wrong way down a one-way street.
He's going to go wrong way up Washington, wrong way up towards the square.
The driver races toward opposing headlights, peeling off at the last second.
Southbound Broadway on the square.
The chase cuts through an alley.
We're behind Claggett. I think he's looking for a place to bail.
As the drunk driver roars onto a surface street, Sergeant George Horton swoops in from the left.
I got him.
suspect feels the heat and cranks up the speed.
I had him upwards of 65 mile an hour. I closed the gap between my car and his car. And we're coming to a S-turn. At the speed we were going, I didn't think he was going to be able to make it, and he didn't.
The driver bails out of the wreck and takes off running. But there's something this fugitive didn't count on.
Me being the canine unit, I released a police dog to try to apprehend him.
Horton lets loose 85 pounds of snarling German Shepherd. Hounded by the canine, the suspect runs right into the street.
He didn't see the sheriff's car coming. He turns around and runs right into the hood of the car. The attention of the suspect was on the dog so much that when he ran right into the side of the sheriff's car and knocked himself to the ground. Actually stunned himself enough where a sheriff's deputy and one of our other officers grabbed him.
Once under arrest, the man gives his intoxicated rationale for this outrageous ride.
Why you running? Harvey? Why you running? Figured we have some fun. Oh, we have a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was kind of amusing to see him bounce off a cruiser he never saw coming. He deserved it.
In the end, this drunken runner was charged with DUI and resisting arrest. His punishment for jaywalking, however, had already been given.
Coming up, terror in the fast lane when an outlaw loses control. Plus, speed freaks on the run crash hard and rocket into a horrifying death roll. Later,
Ooh, that was tight.
female bandits wreak havoc on the streets and get stomped by the highway patrol. When most shocking, high-speed pursuits continues.
Atlanta, Georgia.
Man, he's really flying.
Chopper cameraman Rick Nelson tracks down a runaway suspect on the interstate.
Going south.
We just got a call saying there was a police chase on 400. He was moving, doing about 100, 110.
Nelson has no idea that he's about to witness one of the most tragic and violent pursuits ever caught on tape. The man's crime? Passing a bad check.
Forgery. That just seems incomprehensible that forgery, you'd be running that fast and risking your life and everybody else's life.
Ground units try to keep up with the suspect, but they can't match his reckless pace. The man clips a construction barrel, nearly losing control. But instead of slowing, he guns it.
You just can't control a vehicle at that rate of speed, and you're gonna hit something.
The driver takes a ramp toward a busy freeway interchange. It's the last mistake he'll ever make.
We're just shocked. It was really an horrific wreck. It clipped the rear end of another small vehicle, which just threw him across the freeway to the wall. He was ejected as he hit the wall. He went out the window over to about the second lane of 285. It just was unbelievable.
By the time cruisers arrive, there's only a cloud of dust. Officers rush to the man's aid.
Hey, partner! Listen to me! I need you to open your eyes for me! Open your eyes!
But there's nothing they can do for him. It's one of the grimmest scenes they've ever had to secure. Their only solace is that it could have been much, much worse.
He was the only injury in the whole event. The thought that nobody else was injured was amazing, absolutely stunning.
It's a frightening accident that Rick Nelson will never forget.
To risk that kind of life in your life, it's just not worth it.
Chickasaw County, Mississippi. 2 teenagers wanted in a methamphetamine case speed south at 100 miles an hour.
They was running as fast as their car would go, from lane to lane, around cars. If their car would run 500 miles an hour, they'd run 500 miles an hour in that car.
Suddenly, the meth-mad teens go head-on with a pickup. A close brush with death. Too close. The deputy has seen enough.
I called the dispatch and advised them that I was going to have to stop the pursuit. If they're not, they're going to kill somebody.
Oh, we got to see if they can help us with stop protection.
Up ahead, deputies are about to lay down spikes. The driver spots them. He whips the wheel. And then, disaster. Watch closely. The speeding car nearly smashes into a deputy on the side of the road.
Their escape route was minimal.
In the radical wreck, the vehicle flips 9 times. Harmon fears the worst.
I expected to find 2 dead people.
Amazingly, the drug-crazed rebels are still alive. The teenagers are taken into custody. There's enough evidence to send the driver to prison for 15 years. Speed kills. But fortunately, these Mississippi meth heads are off the road for good. Toledo, Ohio. Cops can't believe what they're seeing. A wanted man is trying to make a getaway in the family RV.
Continuing eastbound, Manhattan.
And he's driving his massive motorhome like a Maserati.
405, I saw one male look like he was tall and thin with a red shirt.
Oh, he's gonna have to stop.
35-year-old Timothy Kurth jumped bail on an assault charge and stole his uncle's rig. The RV picks up speed, veers across lanes, and outmaneuvers a squadron of cruisers. Cops decide there's only one way to bring it to a halt. Flatten the tires.
Drive.
The spikes are set up at an intersection.
We might have a car.
The RV swerves right and dodges the trap.
I don't think they got him. If we can get somebody at Ottawa Drive.
More spikes are set out. This time, they hit home.
Looks like the front ones are gone.
Shredded tires fly into the path of police cruisers.
He's only got one tire in the rear. Back tires are out.
Then a shower of sparks and flames.
It's on fire. We're going to need fire out here.
It's now a massive rolling fuse. The RV could explode at any second. Without warning, the streaking comet dives off the road.
It's on fire now. We're in Park. I'm driving her. He's driving into the river!
The 2-ton fireball roars down a boat ramp and plunges into a river. The RV renegade is pulled from the water and taken into custody. Fortunately, his desperate run from the law went down in flames.
He's driving into the river!
Coming up, when a skillful wheelman outdrives the police, it takes a foot chase to bring him down. But first, a drunk driver crashes at a roadblock and ejects his passenger face first to the asphalt. Plus, a maniac in a Mustang is hammered off the road, but it takes a fleet of cruisers to nail him for good. When most shocking, high-speed pursuits returns.
Port St. Joe, Florida. Deputy Tony Yowell tries to pull over an intoxicated car thief in a stolen pickup.
They're stopping.
But this drunk is also a junkie for speed.
I see the guy gun it. The guy guns it, turns around, and then we head back toward the beach.
Deputy Yowell wants to end this chase before it reaches crowded streets. But ramming the pickup isn't an option. The drunken thief has an innocent passenger in the cab.
I wanted it to end, but then I didn't want to put anyone else in danger.
Instead, they set a trap for him.
Back off, bro. Back off.
Traffic has been pulled off the road and spikes are down.
He's still running about 90.
The driver spots them too late and makes a disastrous move.
He jerks the vehicle real hard to the right to try to avoid the spike strips. All I could think of was, oh Lord, he's hurt somebody.
It's in the forest, Mom!
Yowell races around the truck to secure the driver.
He started going out the passenger door. He was trying to get out of the vehicle and run.
Another officer rushes in to help control the belligerent suspect. He's finally taken into custody. That's when Deputy Yowell spots the passenger, thrown lifeless on the blacktop.
Face down, and he was just motionless, with his arms stretched out.
Everybody come out here and help us. We appreciate it. We got Signal 7.
Signal 7, a fatality. Yowell fetches a tarp.
Got a yellow blanket and was on my way to cover him up.
That's when this grave situation takes a miraculous turn. Deputy Yowell is stunned by what he sees.
Be advised, the one we thought was 7 is not.
We thought he was dead. When we got there, he was moaning.
Where you hurt at? My neck. Your neck? Sit still. We got somebody coming.
We called the ambulance to him. He was in serious trouble.
Incredibly, no one is killed in the other vehicles either. It's an amazing outcome that the driver, handcuffed in the cruiser, is just now beginning to appreciate.
Anybody did? Ain't nobody did, is it? No, sir. Are you driving? Yes, I'm hurt. What the you running for? I'm scared, man. I'm alcoholic. I'm scared, brother.
A few days later, the driver goes before a judge.
He walked in and said, I'm guilty. Go ahead and put me in prison. He didn't even fight it.
He's just lucky that the charges for this alcoholic rampage didn't include manslaughter.
He's doing about 70.
Del City, Oklahoma.
This guy's got me doing circles all over the place.
A man in a Mustang charges out of a neighborhood and cuts through a grassy field. Passing a semi, he nearly runs head-on into a red pickup. The driver spots an on-ramp and takes this breakneck chase to the busy freeway.
This is I-240, and he's going to get on the highway here.
He accelerates to 110 miles an hour. Ramming him at high speed will be risky, but officers have to take that chance.
Oh, just spun him out. The highway patrol just spun him out. As you can see, he's spinning there.
He's propelled down the road like a pinball, but still won't stop. Another try. And it's over.
That's some good driving.
The tenacious cops finally take him out with extreme force. A dozen squad cars surround the suspect.
Go, go, go!
The 25-year-old menace is taken to the police station, where he'll have a lot of explaining to do. Anaheim, California.
Doing 100 miles an hour? Guy's really hauling now.
A man behind the wheel of a stolen SUV leads officers on a high-octane chase.
He's gonna run out of freeway. Look at him, he's just threading the needle in and out of traffic. Unbelievable.
The driver is fast, unpredictable, and nearly impossible to catch.
This is outrageous.
He speeds through a crosswalk with no regard for helpless pedestrians.
People trying to get out of the way.
Cops are forced to take drastic action.
Here we go, pit maneuver. Let's see if that brings this to an end. And it doesn't.
Another cop races in for a second hit.
They try and hit him again. They miss again.
But up ahead, an unexpected roadblock.
He's got a train here blocking his way.
The driver slams the brakes and makes a rubber-shredding right turn. Then he tries to shake the cops by doubling back.
And it looks like he's going to go across the median here again.
Unfortunately, the smash-up isn't enough to keep the man from making a fast break.
And he's out, and he's going to make a run for it.
But his footwork isn't as slick as his driving.
Looks like his pants are falling down there just a little bit.
He darts into a parking lot, where Sergeant Chris Rusin cuts him off with a crushing takedown.
My first instinct was to push him down, but just prior to me contacting him, he spun on me and took a fighting stance. So I just lunged underneath his arms and threw him to the ground.
This Hellraiser's next ride will be in the back of a squad car.
Coming up,
Weaving in and out of traffic, speeding 100.
police stay hot on the heels of a pair of shoe thieves, then slam the door on their daring getaway.
Okay, I got him.
Plus, the nighttime eye in the sky hunts down a gang of outlaws,
Do what you got to do.
while cops on the ground reel them in. Then, a carjacker's wrong-way flight from justice ends in a pulverizing crash. Next on Most Chucky High-Speed Pursuits.
Memphis, Tennessee. A carjacker and his girlfriend are on the run in a stolen Honda.
Chase is now westbound on Winchester here, Tower.
Two police units close in.
This guy's headed right to the airport.
Then, without warning, the fleeing driver blasts across the median. It's a suicide run into oncoming traffic.
Oh!
innocent drivers are suddenly caught in the crosshairs of a speeding juggernaut.
Man, I got a bad feeling about this one.
With nowhere to run.
This is bad. This is bad. Oh, no! Looks like they have just crashed out.
The criminals plow into a packed sedan.
Oh, no!
Both cars traveling at more than 60 miles an hour. Flames erupt from the mangled wreckage. Greg Johnson is working at his salvage business on the nearby corner.
I looked out my window to see what was going on. Two cars collided with each other. My heart was just pumping. Then I saw the fire, so I ran back inside and grabbed the fire extinguisher. I was thinking to myself, you know, this car could blow up any second.
Greg's heroism prevents the flames from spreading. 3 people survived the megaforce of the violent collision. The carjacker is one of them. But his female accomplice doesn't make it. Fortunately, after all the close calls, no other lives are lost in this devastating pursuit.
This is bad. This is bad. Oh, no!
Seminole, Florida. A police chopper's infrared camera allows officers to see everything under the cover of darkness.
Northbound on Airport Boulevard.
Tonight, it catches a purse snatcher and his accomplices trying to outrun the cops.
Northbound Airport 2119 out.
Sergeant James Ingram is right on their tail.
During a pursuit, I always feel that my life is in danger. I mean, that comes with the job.
Ingram guns the gas and gains on the felons. He rams the bumper. And spins the pickup off the road. The truck narrowly misses a power pole and disappears behind a wall of dust. A closer look shows one of the crooks being thrown out of the truck. His buddies try to run. They jump over his crumpled body, but are quickly taken down by the cops.
There are so many deputies involved that the guys had no avenue of escape.
And no chance of ditching the evidence.
During the pursuit, I actually observed a purse, a dark-colored purse, being thrown out the passenger side window.
The police send a message. In their part of town, justice is never blind.
Up next,
It blows right through the intersection.
a car thief leads police on a deadly run through the Hollywood Hills, only to crash and burn. Then, a drunken lunatic loses control and launches into a bone-jarring rollover. When most shocking, high-speed pursuits continues.
Flying up Western.
Hollywood, California.
It blows right through the intersection. Front light.
Police are in a blazing pursuit with a man driving a stolen SUV. And he could be packing heat.
LAPD believe they've got an armed and dangerous suspect. That's why they started the pursuit in the first place. Hard on the brakes. Suspect sees some cross traffic. Oh, he almost gets hit.
Just when it looks like cops might nab him,
Now he's boxed in. He's going to have to go around that car.
he takes the chase off-road.
Southbound on the curb. And there's a pedestrian right there.
The suspect nearly runs over 2 civilians on the sidewalk. Then the road warrior makes a run for the hills and into LA's most expensive neighborhood, the exclusive hillside estates of Mulholland Drive. The crazed driver amps up the danger by cutting his lights.
He's blacked out now. Blacked out. No lights on that car.
He flies down the mountain, hitting blind curves in the pitch black.
Very very dangerous because it's so dark up there. Windy roads up in those hills.
There's a hairpin turn straight ahead, but he never sees it.
Oh, he loses control there. Hits the guardrail. And the car, it overturns.
He enters the turn too fast. Slams a hill and flips.
The car overturns. Oh, it's on fire! The suspect is trapped inside.
The engine ignites. The gas tank could blow at any second. But police risk their own lives to save the man they fear is armed.
They're gonna try to get him out of that car before it completely burns.
Come on now, come on now, come on!
The suspect is cuffed and later booked. His night of blazing through Hollywood's streets has come to a full stop. A late-night car chase on the back roads of Decatur, Alabama.
217 northbound, subject 024.
A suspected drunk driver snakes across the yellow line. The intoxicated passenger tosses empty bottles from the window. Trooper Mark Weisner keeps pace, but on these dark country roads, a chase can go bad in a hurry.
I'm very concerned that this driver is going to hurt some innocent person.
To his surprise, the truck pulls into a driveway.
1039 on him at this time. Got a county unit with me.
It looks like he's going to give up.
He's going around the house.
But the boozer has no intention of surrendering. The driver punches the gas and peels out. Weisner spots a sharp curve ahead. A death trap at these harrowing speeds.
We're traveling at 90 miles an hour. I see that there's another vehicle ahead of him, and I notice that he's still not going to slow down for the curve.
The trooper can only watch as the disaster unfolds. The drunk driver slams a pickup and flips. 8 neck-snapping rolls. The headlights reveal a horrifying sight. The passenger is violently thrown from the twisted wreckage.
When I saw the vehicle go off the road, somebody had to be hurt, if not killed.
Weisner discovers the man lying motionless in the grass.
Sir, talk to me.
He's still alive. His head only inches away from being crushed.
If the truck had overturned one more time, the passenger would have been killed.
Incredibly, the drunk driver survives the violent rollover without a scratch. He's arrested and sentenced to 3 years. It's a small price to pay for a night of liquored-up lawlessness that nearly cost his life.
I've seen some bad wrecks, but this is the worst wreck I've ever witnessed.
Ooh, that was tight.
Coming up, 2 women on the run are taken for a record-breaking ride. When most shocking, high-speed pursuits continues.
Movement from
the number 1 lane to the number 3 lane, weaving in and out of traffic, speeding 100.
San Diego, California.
Stand by. Able to go on 80 eastbound.
Officer Brian Williams flies down a freeway in pursuit of 2 female robbery suspects.
She's passing vehicles in the center divide.
A woman driver, looks like a woman passenger. It's Thelma and Louise situation, you know. Are we going to the Grand Canyon next?
Actually, the women are wanted for stealing merchandise from a shoe store.
She throws something out of the vehicle, throwing, looks like paperwork or something out of the vehicle.
Like, what is that? You know, it's not drugs, it's not money. They had stolen shoes, and they're throwing shoes out the window. I think, oh, you're throwing shoes out the window. Come.
It's a bizarre chase, but for Officer Williams, it's also deadly serious.
They were passing vehicles in the one by driving in the number 2 lane and driving on the shoulder and coming too close to people. And I thought, man, they're gonna crash if they keep driving like that.
Ooh, that was tight.
I don't want to get too close to them because if they crash, then I'm gonna get involved in the crash.
We're 30 seconds out.
Suddenly, the suspects rocket off the freeway.
Okay, taking Greenfield exit.
I copy. It's taking Greenfield exit.
Officer Williams sees his chance and goes for it.
Okay, CHP unit is pitted at Greenfield.
Copy, CHP has pitted it.
The record-breaking pit maneuver brings the chase to a screeching halt.
Oh, that was nice.
All right, hold turn off just a second.
Williams grinds the getaway car with punishing force.
I know there's a wall across the street, just happens to be about 300 feet across the street. So I push her all the way across Greenfield Drive. I could see the driver. I could see that she knew that she didn't have control of this pursuit anymore. I had the control of the pursuit.
Okay, she's out of the car, struggling with the officers.
Second occupant coming out now.
They knew it was over then. Their plans had failed.
Thanks to the officers' daring action, the shoe bandits will be cooling their heels in jail.
Oh, that was nice.
These are the incredible true life stories of law enforcement officers who risk their lives in a daily mission to protect and serve.